Where does the victim mindset come from?
The individual. The perspective of the individual is that it is subject.
Right.
So if you are subject, that means there is a force out there bigger than you that is doing everything to you.
Mm.
So you're immediately a victim. If life wants to raise you up and you see it as a god or some being, thank you, you are so nice to me, you love me, you must love me, you give me everything, and I'm so happy. And then when inevitably life starts to ebb and flow the other way, oh, why have you punished me? I've been so good, I've been so grateful. Why are you punishing me? My things are failing, my project isn't working. Okay, so you're still attributing some external force of life to the way your life is turning out. You think somebody else is to blame for your circumstances. That is the inevitable conclusion to the individual's perspective of life. And that is what has given rise to the illusion of religion, some force of entity or God who is doing this to us, some mysterious force out there that is unknowable, that we can never know, who is watching us all the time and judging us. The perspective of the individual has given rise to all of that illusion and delusion. But when you transcend the perspective of the individual and realize, yes, those things are real, but they are not separate from you. You are that. That is the force that has been at work in your life the whole time, and you are that. Now there is no one else to blame, and there is no God outside of you. There is no force of life outside of you. It is all within you, and it is all at work everywhere. Hence the term omnipresent, everywhere present. So, to answer your question, what was it? The victim, where does it come from?
Yeah, how
It
is it?
comes, it is the individual.
It's just so deeply rooted, this
Yeah,
victim.
it's deeply rooted in the cosmos, the perspective of the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it is overcome by removing the gap of awareness. The reason for that is very hard to describe, but I'll do my best. If you are living in a video game as an NPC, as a character, and you're walking around all day, and your whole ability to perceive your life is limited to the character only, you don't know the world and why it does what it does. You don't know the other characters and why they do what they do. You don't know the structure of the server or the PC that you're in as a character in a video game. If you're on PC, whatever. I'll use that as an example. Or a console, whatever. Most people these days have played video games, so they know what I'm talking about. As an NPC, you don't have the ability to be aware of the console and the electricity that's flowing through the cord that's plugged into the house and the what do you call it? The mains and all that. You're not aware of that. You're just aware of the character. All of these things are of great mystery to you, and all you've heard about is the legend of the PC and the legend of the player. Who's the person playing the character, after all? Well, if you're an NPC, the code is playing you. Anyway. Okay. All of these things are a great mystery to you, and you don't understand them, and you're not in touch with them. You don't even know what they are, really. They're a part of a story as far as you understand. Okay, well, you could be a victim. If the NPC's life is crap and you've been programmed to be a beggar, you could hate the rest of the world and feel so unjustified. It's so unjust, your life. It's everyone else's fault. The way the government works and the way society works, it's making you a beggar and it's not your fault. But imagine if you were a beggar who could feel the code. You knew because you could feel the PC at work and the whirring of the fans and all of the electricity flowing through the body of the PC. And you knew that actually, as an NPC, the code that governs the king is the same code that governs you. It's just a little portion of the code that's separate, operating in a slightly different way. You're not the beggar. You are the whole picture of the video game. You're the player as well. And it's one big illusion that you're an individual. Maybe you wouldn't despise being the beggar so much because you would know the beggar has an essential part to play. The beggar is a quest giver in the character's life, and without the beggar, without the quest givers, the character just has a crappy survival game with nothing much going on in it. So the beggar and the quest givers and the storytellers make the game more interesting and add puzzles and mystery and, lore to the game world. All right, so you're more in touch from that perspective. I forget what the question was, but that person, that beggar, who was more in touch with the whole structure of life, it doesn't stop him from being a beggar. He still plays the character of that, but he's not really that. He knows intimately that his true identity is whole, the whole picture of life. So, oh yeah, I remembered now. If you can't sustain the kind of awareness that maintains contact with everything, you will lose consciousness of that, and instead your consciousness will revert to being limited only to the NPC character, the body and the brain. And the perspective of that is limited because it can only take into account the body and it's subject to life. Thankfully, though, it's written into the code of life that even if you have played as an individual for 7 lifetimes, you were in the Elder Scrolls 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you've been in all of these games as a character throughout the years, it's fundamentally written into the code of your life that at any time, if you were to cultivate your awareness, because every character is imbued with the same essence, awareness itself, it's in everything. Also called Buddha mind or something, there's all kinds of different names to it. The Tao, it's everywhere, it's in everyone. The spark of divinity, the divine spark of creation, it's in everyone. If you could tune into that and begin to govern your attention and focus and reconnect with that awareness, inevitably you would awaken to the whole picture of life, what awareness is aware of, and you would remember, you could say, reconnect with the entirety of life. But to get to that point, you have to function in a way where there is no gap. There is no return to the individual consciousness. You keep abandoning the individual self. Your thoughts as an individual, your perceptions as an individual, your feelings as an individual, your sensation as an individual, you don't grasp at it, you keep relinquish it. Abandon it and continue to expand awareness deeper and deeper, further and further out. Eventually it hits the whole and becomes crystallized. That is the process of awakening. That is the process of enlightening your mind, enlightening your heart. This is not a mystery. This is a very clearly defined and written out process that thousands of teachers have talked about and explained over the years. It's not hidden from you. Nobody is hiding this from you. Nobody is stopping you from doing this. Nobody is a barrier in your life. You are the one deciding whether or not you wake up or whether or not you stay asleep. That is the fact of it. There is no ruler out there or authority who can stop you from awakening. That's ridiculous. One of the first things you awaken to as you begin to truly see mysticism in your life is that it's everywhere. It's in every bloody movie you watch. It's in all the kids' movies. Disney are one of the best for it. We talked a little bit about this the other day.
Yeah, I was watching Aladdin. I was like,
the mysticism is everywhere. The magic is everywhere. The occult reality, the subtle hints at the oneness and the truth of awakening to life and awakening to the magic of life is absolutely everywhere, unavoidable, unhideable. And there is nobody hiding it from you. That's another part of the ego's delusion. Anyway, we don't need to go down that road. So, to govern your focus, attention, consciousness, awareness, to return to the whole, which is a daily doing, a daily application, to construct a life that allows you and a mind that focuses on returning to the whole picture of life, is all there is to it. And if you don't know how to do that, get a guide to help you awaken. That's it. Easy, simple. Right.
Right.